dobry. I am thrilled to be here this morning. What a great event last night. I mean, who doesn't enjoy wine, science, 2,600 women, and music? In fact, I think the whole city was so excited they brought the party back to my hotel till 4 in the morning in the room right below me. But I'm here and I'm alive. So I'm happy to be here this morning to talk a little bit about how we can help to inspire the next generation of women leaders. I'll start off a little bit about my career journey and where I've been. So a little bit about myself. I've been married for 13 years. I have 3 wonderful children, a 7-year-old, a 9-year-old, and an 11-year-old. Don't forget my dog. It's adopted from the rescue. She's 2. My kids are very active in sports, so when I'm not working, I'm at a hockey rink, a soccer field, a football field, a baseball field, and I think that's it for the moment. So I started my career after I got my graduate degree living in France in international business. I started in 1999 as a sales rep. And at the time, 3M valued and still does very much this idea of spending time with a customer. And it really created the foundation of who I am. I am a customer advocate. I tell all 91,000 employees at 3M all the time, none of us have jobs unless those customers value our service, our products, and our innovation that we provide. So that's how I started my career. Next, I jumped into Six Sigma, where I learned a lot about project management and how to drive results using data. Then I moved into a key account role, right? What I learned here was how to manage very large, very, very large, and complex and demanding key accounts. After that, I was asked to build a business in our maintenance and repair organization. So create the business model and then go execute it. So I was able to deliver on that model. After that, I moved into marketing. So jumping from sales, key account, and Six Sigma into marketing, and I managed a product line, creating campaigns that would drive growth throughout the United States. After that, I was asked to become a global portfolio manager where I worked with our subsidiaries, including this one here, to drive growth internationally. After that, I became a U.S. business manager, and I managed a $600 million P&L, where I managed all the marketing team and really was about driving commercialization and growth campaigns for a large business and managing that P&L. After that, I moved to corporate sales, where they asked me to manage and create the sales strategy, which included our sales coverage model. How do we ideally cover the world with our products between inside sales, outside sales, and digital? I did that. I led the learning and development department, as well as all of our customer engagement activities. And from there, in 2016, I formally joined IT in the digital transformation area, where I was digital commerce solutions. And this was about creating an end-to-end experience for our customers. How do they engage with us from the minute they're searching for a product, all the way through purchase, all the way to service? We needed to create an experience for them that was seamless and frictionless. And then most recently, I was asked to add on to that role and become the data intelligence director, which means data enterprise management for the globe. So as I look back at my career and how I've gotten to where I'm at, I realize there's about 5 things that have really inspired me as a woman in leadership. And today I hope to touch on each one of those 5 and inspire you, who are really our next generation of women leaders, sitting here right in this room. So the first one, work hard. I love what Estee Lauder says. I didn't get here by wishing for it or hoping for it, but by working for it. And how true that is. And if there's one message I could tell this room, a career is a journey. So you just saw mine, and I've been at 3M for 20 years. I'm only halfway there. I've got another 20 years to go. I often see young folks and older folks get frustrated at a moment in time. And some things are not in our control. And so the message is control what you can. There's going to be reorganizations inside your companies. There's going to be external market factors that are going to affect your career. What you can do is focus on the task at hand and work hard to achieve results. So the challenge is, how are you going to be smarter to achieve great results? Because being a woman in STEM, there's only 25% of all the careers are held by women. And some people will claim that, I have to work harder to prove myself. What I would tell you is that may be true, but once you do it once, it's very difficult to ever be forgotten, if not impossible. So what a great advantage. I tend to look at these things with women in leadership as not a downside, but always look at the opportunity that you have that makes you different. So when you become successful in your careers, please don't hide it, but share it with others. Number 2, be authentic. So clearly I'm no Lady Gaga, and I wish I was at times. And 3M would be a very interesting place if we had more of these women here at 3M. But what she said holds very true. Don't ever let a soul in the world tell you that you can't be exactly who you are. I am very passionate about being authentic. And authenticity means when you bring your entire self to work, when your behavior matches your intentions. And we know that when you're authentic, it leads to overall workplace engagement, higher workplace satisfaction, better overall performance, as well as overall well-being. Now, who wouldn't want that? So 10 years ago, I had a female colleague tell me, I'm going to give you some advice, Lori. I said, okay, great, what is it? She said, you might not want to talk to people about your family, about the fact that you have children, because it may limit your career. People might not think that you're capable of taking on being a mother, being a wife, and a career. So I went home and I thought about that for a couple days. And at the end of those 2 days, I decided, nope, I'm going to do the exact opposite. So I went home, I printed off a photo of my family for my lanyard, I printed off pictures from my office and my desk, I put it on my screensaver at work, and every Monday morning when I walk into work, I ask my entire team, how was your weekend? What did you do? How's your family? The one thing I'm very, very proud of is I am a mother. I'm proud to be a wife, although always not a good one. And also, I am very proud of the fact that I'm a professional that wants to keep on growing and keep on learning. So if I want to be authentic, I need to lead by example. So that's exactly what I try to do. I think a lot of times women, when they don't feel that they can be authentic at work, they lose motivation to do what it takes to climb to those different levels in the corporation. And also, I think women might struggle a little bit with how to balance their femininity without being too masculine. It can be energy draining. But here's where I encourage you. We all need to create this environment where we can bring our authentic selves to work. It makes the company better, it makes you better. Number 3, believe in someone. So I heard a lot yesterday about believing in yourself, and that's absolutely true. But what I believe is you need to believe in someone else and pay it forward. So I'll never forget I was a sales rep out in Phoenix, Arizona, and I got a phone call from a leader in St. Paul that said, we think you should come to St. Paul and be a Six Sigma black belt. Of course, I had never heard of it. I said, well, okay, what's the role? You're going to be doing one-way ANOVAs, regression testing, and statistical significance. And I said, oops, time out. I think you called the wrong person. She said, no, your boss said that you're really great at solving problems, that you have great work ethic, and that you'd be really good. So I was going to be the very first woman to come out of the field to become a black belt. But I was honored and humbled that he believed so much in me that I could do this role that I had never heard of. And at some point in your career, there becomes a tipping point. It's no longer just about you and your promotions in your career, but it's about believing in someone else and paying it forward so that we all get better as a whole. So amazing things happen when women help each other, and I encourage all of us to do that. So mentor somebody. Now, anytime somebody asks me to mentor them, I say, okay, here's the deal. I'll mentor you if you mentor me. All of you out there have some value to add. It's not just about people with experience mentoring you, but it's about exchanging ideas. Number 2, join a forum, a women's leadership forum or a special entrance forum, something that you're interested in that you can add value. But number 3, encourage other women. When you see another woman be successful, get promoted, do a great presentation, encourage them. I often find that women aren't as good at doing that, and we all need to become better. So even though you may not like their work style, maybe they're not your best friend, we have to acknowledge each other, because when we When we lift each other up and inspire each other, we're better, and we're better together than we are alone. Number 5, know your strengths. So I like this quote from Drew Barrymore, which is, "Life is very interesting. In the end, some of your greatest pains become your greatest strengths." Most of us have a very poor sense of our true talents and strengths, and we focus on the weaknesses and flaws. And I think we're taught from a young age to keep fixing what's broken. You know, about 6 months ago, I was asked to expand my digital director role and move into data analytics and enablement. So the CIO called me into his office. He said, you know, effective today, you're going to be doing data intelligence. So enterprise data management for the globe, adding 350 people to who I manage. And I looked at him and I said, "Were you drinking when you decided this last night?" And he looked at me, and I use humor at work, but he smiled at me. He goes, "You can do this." And the point is, I realized about 4 weeks later why they put me in this role. It certainly wasn't because of my experience in data, but it was because of my strength. And my strength was this. It was to take complexity and simplify it and gain adoption. So what I was doing is translating the technical into business and growth. And that way we could take IT to a totally different level. So the message here is focus on what you're naturally good at. Always work on improving, but focus on what you're good at rather than what's broken. And lastly, face a fear, take a risk. So do I like public speaking? Absolutely not. In fact, it scares me. But I'm here because when you get stretched and uncomfortable, you get better. And the only way for you to be your best self is to continually push yourself every single day. Taking risks is an essential part of delivering results, both for the business and for yourself. So take a risk, face a fear. Don't be afraid to say yes to new opportunities and challenges that come your way. Our lives would not be the same if it weren't for those before us who had dared to test the limits of your imagination for technology advancement. Lastly, and most importantly, don't be afraid to fail. Great leaders learn from making mistakes, and they also learn from the experience in doing so. So dream big, be creative, and get out of your comfort zone. So those 5 things are what have helped me, and those 5 things are all in your control. So focus on what you can control and let go of some of the things you can't. I'm going to leave you with a short video that what inspires 91,000 people at 3M to come at work every day. It'll highlight our technology and our products that help make our families better, that help make our communities better, and most importantly, help make our customers better. With that, thank you, and good luck in your career.
$91,000 working to make every day, any day, a better way. This better way isn't a road or a path because none have done this or that or thought this, thought like that. We began as a curious child. 91,000 thoughts ran wild and there was no limit to what we could imagine. Imagine that. Imagine back. We can. Because we know about I love yous and see you soon's, from the bounce in your shoes and what got us to the moon and back on the ground, to underground, where 33 souls were found and brought back into the light of the sun, that shining star we wish upon. Together, we're the team that builds the dream by working harder, working smarter. It's you and me, improving industries from factory floors to open signs on every door. The ways, the days that keep our oceans blue, and the air too, every breath pure, then sure. We'll take your breath away in ways you've never seen, with 91,000 dreams, I mean. For here there is no fail, just get better and prevail. It never ends, just begins again. Higher and higher and brighter goes this spark, this fire, a desire to succeed and exceed what came before. And what's more, it's not just solar power or wind power, but brain power, people power. So climb that tower of what if, And why not? Find the answers in the earth. Every grain of sand, the universe, it's in your hands. In the telescope, the microscope, we magnify and multiply possibilities and our abilities as humans to make the world a bit better every day. And when it's done, oh, it's never done. Our work is not even halfway done. So come on board. We've just begun.